this is what we got going on with the horn here. I got one of these things. It's kind of flat, looks like that. Got my wires sticking out, and I'm just gonna mount this thing, you know, however I can mount it, like this, and then I can plug it in. Maybe even I'll mount it like this, and have my wires come out the top, you know, something like this. That'll probably be the way I do that. So this should work fine. Then my box can go over the top of it, and that'll fix my horn problem. So let me hook that up, and then I also got my nav light switch in, so I can go ahead and put this in. We can finish putting our dash in and be completely done with that. So let's put the horn in, nav light in, and that's how we're starting the day. Looks like this is gonna work, but let me try this out a little bit. I might need to cut some of this starboard out, but let's see here. That'll work. I'm good with that. Okay, we got the inside of here looking pretty good. I gotta button this up a little bit with these wires. They gotta go this way, but everything else, it's all gonna go this way. But over there is all done. It is definitely tight. There's a lot of stuff in here, and I had to kind of tie it up a little way so that way this thing can come in and out whenever you lift it up and push it back in. So that's that. But yeah, all this is all zip tied good, nice and neat. I'm going to run these over, and then right here is where I'm going to put the pump for the Raptor. But as for right now, I got power to my jack plate. I don't know how I'm going to run this into the hull just yet. I might have to go over there, or you know, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that just yet, but obviously I got to figure something out. I'll probably de-rig this thing so that way I could just run these little wires and have it maybe go through a little through hole fitting to make it clean. But besides that, yeah, this thing needs to go into here. Now I need to cut the bolts off of this. So right here, you see those bolts down there, those need to be cut off. These up here are going to be fine to go up and down with the jack plate, but this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, a thread chaser or a thread cleaner, I'm going to screw this onto the bolt. I'll cut it off with the grinder, and then I'll use the wrench, take this off, which will clean the thread. So that means you'll be able to take the bolt and take the nut off the bolt later on, or put another nut on there and still use the bolt.
This boat is really starting to come together. We're almost done with it. So if you haven't taken advantage of the Boston Whaler sale at BornAgainBoatingShop.com, don't wait much longer or else you're gonna miss it.
This is what we look like back here. I went ahead and ran my jack plate wires with the Raptor wires. I'm gonna kind of zip these up like this whenever I get this put in, but I'm gonna take this off, and I want to wet sand all this and compound it before I put those components on. But then I just kind of ran it in with this grommet, and I'll get some sealant and I'll seal all these, but that'll be what that is. And then in here I have just zip tied everything up, so that all looks like that, real clean, zip tied up. Ran over to there, all of the other stuff kind of circled up and tied over there. I filled up some of this, but I need to take a look and make sure there's nothing special I got to do before, you know, in order to bleed this system and get this thing primed up. So let me open this up, read a little bit, and then I will fill this up. I should just be able to, you know, run it up and down and prime it, but let me make sure there's nothing special.
So I'm not entirely sure where I want to stick this yet. I mean, I could stick it here, but then you kind of got to reach down in there to get it. I could put it there to cover that thing up, but again, you got to reach down in there to get it. Or I could stick it up here, which is probably going to be the best spot for it. I mean, I could put it over here and put it there. It's not too shabby. But I feel like right here, you don't have to reach around the steering wheel or nothing. You can clip it in, clip it out, and you can kind of pull up somewhere, take your hand off the handle, and then reach down there and hit it. So I think I'm gonna put it there, but for now, I'm just going to leave it right there. I'll stick it. It's just got some 3M stick to it, so I'll stick it later on. For now, that's gonna be that. Went ahead and purged it up, so that's looking slick. That's all done. This is purged up. It needs to be ran all the way down before stick that resettable fuse in there. That's pretty nice. So it needs to be ran all the way down once before it's completely purged out. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave fluid down here, so when we put it in the water I can drop it all the way down. But this all looks really good in here. That looks really good back there. Like I said, I do need to hook that up and get the hoses out of the way, but for now I want to wait till I put it all the way down to make sure where the hoses are going to go, and then I could probably even, you know, maybe put these in a way that's, you know, keep them out of the way and keep them from getting messed up. So, but that's good for now, and I think I'm gonna start detailing. I'm gonna go ahead and put my new navigation lights on there, and then once I get those on there hooked up, we will go ahead and start in with the wet sanding. Okay, we went ahead and hit the rub rail with the Woody Wax, and that's looking really good. Obviously you can tell it's still an old rub rail, but it's looking really good compared to what it was. I think this is pretty much, this is just the garden hose up on here. That's what that mark is. But other than that, yeah, this thing looks excellent, except for the garden hose marks again, dirt. But yeah, look at that, looks great. Even this wipes right off now, so that's beautiful. I went ahead and kind of cleaned out the bilge a little bit, but now we need to get the machine out. This has all been wet sanded, all this, all that, everything's been wet sanded, is done up here. But these big surfaces, I need to go ahead and get the polisher or the orbital out, so that way I can just run through the rest of this boat, because none of this other stuff I'll do by hand. Everything, all this will be done by the machine. I'm not hand sanding those big spaces. I could probably go ahead and hand sand those, and like here on the floor a little bit, but other than that, the rest of this needs to be hit with the machine. So I'm going to go ahead and get the orbital. I don't know if I'll make it back today. What I need to do, the other thing I need to do is I need to find some double-sided tape or something. I don't know what this is, but I need to find it. So I need to find this right here, and I can clean that off of what I got. I can clean it off of this, take this off, clean it, and then put it back on, get rid of this old, you know, the old sealant, and reseal the new one on there. So I might end up just going to, yeah, because that's, you know, just peel that off.
I might end up just going to Home Depot and seeing if they got something like this that I can get to clean this one off and re-stick this thing, because this thing's gonna be a pain to get. I mean, just stick it, it just pops right out. So I really need to go get, and I'll probably actually cut this. I'll probably cut right there and cut like a triangle out of it so that way it closes. That's part of the reason why it won't. You see that? I'm just going to cut that with a razor knife so that way it'll make that bend a lot easier. I don't know why they didn't do that in the beginning, but yeah, that might be what I do. So just finished up with the live stream. I don't know, so I won't be able to wet sand this and then save this. Like, in order to fix this, all these letters are gonna have to come off. I don't think I'll be able to save these, just looking at, you know, how rough they look already anyway. I think my best bet is just to go ahead and take them all off. So I'm gonna play around with this right here too. This one should come right off. What I got is, I'm gonna play around with the eraser wheel a little bit, but I was trying to figure out, you know, yeah. So I'm gonna have to, like this is all that's gonna have to come off. I'm not gonna be able to save that in wet sand, but this, is that just spreading it? That's what I'm trying to figure out, you know. Kind of looks like it's just spreading it. So I'm gonna play around with this a little bit, see if I can get these names off, and then yeah, this is, yeah, I'm just gonna hit this off. Try and get these stickers off, and then that way this will be ready to be wet sanded. This is coming out really good. Obviously you can still see, you know, some of the old stuff. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but if you look, yeah, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but you can see a faint line from where the other one was. That's obviously gonna be there, but as far as the bottoms up goes, that's completely gone. There's a light shadow that you can see at the right angle, but other than that, you got to be careful with those eraser wheels. I accidentally hit it to 2 real quick, and that just like amped it up, and like if it goes too fast it'll burn the gel coat. So you got to keep it slow, get off all the chunks of stuff, and then once everything's off, then you just come back with 1000 grit on just, you know, an orbital is what I'm just using, is a regular old 5-inch DeWalt orbital with 1000 grit sandpaper, hook and loop, no holes, just straight 1000. And you get a box of 50 of them because you just burn through them. It's no big deal, but it comes out looking real good. I need to hit this edge right quick, hit all that one up. I'm just kind of trying to do the wet sand while my batteries are charging. And then yeah, this is just an eraser wheel. So I took the eraser wheel, you kind of, the ridges seem to be the best. They make them without ridges, but you run through with that eraser wheel and you get all this stuff off. Like you can get all that, you know, all this stuff that's like stickers and all that stuff, and then also all this, like this paint and whatever this is. I think this is painted on here. So you get all that off, and then once you get that off, then you come back with your 1000. I mean, look at this, that's crazy. So all that's coming off. So now that my batteries might be charged up enough, I'll probably try and get this off. I don't know if I'll have enough time to wet sand this today or not. That rub rail looks really good. I'm happy with the way that rub rail came out, but yeah, I don't know if I'll have enough daylight today to be able to wet sand the whole boat, but I'm gonna get as far as I can. This is gonna look real clean. I need to come around and hit this edge by hand, just kind of hit that by hand. I also need that eraser wheel so I can take these FL numbers off. so I can get the new ones on there. And then, oh, down here is gonna be the worst part. Yeah, I ain't trying to bend down and do all this today. Well, I might end up. We'll see how much energy I got with what daylight I got left. Take a picture of this FL number, get all these off of here. That's an 06 sticker. What else we got in here? Let's see what we got. See if I can get the yellow off. No, I can't. I think that's an 06. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I can't get this yellow one off. Come on. What we got here? 2005. So that was the oldest original 2005 with the 2005 boat. So sweet. All right, I'll get all this off of here with that eraser wheel. Hopefully I got enough battery juice to do it. Well, this is the last of it, and the good old eraser wheel. Did really good. I'm gonna see if I can just hit this with 1,000. This might gum me up a little bit and burn through a pad, so I might have to hit, you know, all this, that's fine. I can sand all that. It's this thick stuff that sometimes 1,000 grit is, you know, 1,000 grit's not much. It's not a lot of grit, so whew. But all the stickers are off the boat, so that's a win. And it is 7:30, so I might try and just wet sand this right here off, and then I'll probably call it a night. So let me see if I can hit this without the wet sander and not have to do any more eraser wheel. My arms are tired. It's not a full wet sand, but at least I got all the stickers and all that off there. The name's gone, that's all sanded out. This needs a lot of work. You can still feel, like you can feel the difference. I think there's like an adhesive on here that's actually what it is. I think there's nothing here, but over here I can, yeah, that's an adhesive on there. I might need to get some kind of remover, try and get that off there, but this all needs to be wet sanded. FL numbers are going to go back on there, but yeah, look at that. It's almost impossible to get that kind of stuff off. Really, we would need to wrap the boat to cover all that up, but once we wet sand it and cut it and compound it, it's going to look pretty. Now, pretty sure I forgot to get that sticker. There's that. So I need to get the eraser wheel back out for that. Now, up here in the boat, I need to take this off. I gotta put that back down. Oh, it doesn't blow off, but this looks great. And another nice sunset. So that's it for today.